Good morning, everyone. Last Sunday in April, and I got the 22 little K trees planted out here. And whenever the day I planted the last ones, I don't know, the day before yesterday, a few days ago anyway, I had run the sprinklers for about 4 hours the day before, and usually 3 hours I can get an inch is the way it measures out usually. And like I say, I ran it 4 hours. When I was digging out the last plugs of sod, I had moisture all the way in the bottom, so I know I'm getting it wet. Yesterday I ran them for about an hour and a half, and I'm going to do the same today. And with the moisture that I'm getting, and I use the soil moist in the holes so that it's actually swollen up some, and it's holding the moisture really well. I don't think I've lost a single leaf, and there's no curling or blistering, even though this is in full sun for most of the day. And I think little trees are really standing up and looking good. There's one by the sprinkler right there that has gotten fell over a little bit. I'm going to take one of my little step-in fence posts and put out there and kind of brace him up so he'll grow straighter. And other than that, they're all looking pretty good. I had taken the cuttings last year and rooted the red hibiscus, and I planted 3 around the yard, and this is one of the red ones here. All 3 of them that I did from last year are sprouting back if I can just keep the damn rabbits from eating on them. So I've kind of started off slow this morning. About all I've got done so far outside is turning the sprinklers on. Inside I put on my pot of kratom tea concentrate. I did a video on it last month, or on 2 videos on it last month, because it was like 2 parts. This is Confederate jasmine, and I have it quite a bit all over the yard, and it has really bloomed, and it smells so good out here when there's not a lot of wind blowing it away. Between the birds and the squirrels, it's got now to where I'm not getting any of my mulberries, which it's kind of getting late for them anyway, but there's a few, but they're as much red and not ripe as I like them. They really need the sun of the day to get ripe, and in the evenings whenever they're the best flavor. But with the squirrels and all, come evening I haven't been getting any. You can't find a black one in the evenings. I'm going to cut all this back. I had planned on doing it before they budded out this year, but it never got done. But with the little K trees over here, I intend to do it. The other day, when the last video I did, while I was looking at that sprinkler, the sprinkler got it wet, and so you can't see some of it. Today I got it turned a little different, and so my screen's getting wet, but my lens isn't. But this is what I tried to show the other day, was since I'd taken the cuttings a little over 3 weeks ago, these are all budding out and branching out really great. And for some of them, like this spot right here where it has really filled in from where this is the cutting that I did in the fall so I could move my plants in the greenhouse, and it had really branched out great, and now it's branching out even more, and it's going to make a really thick, beautiful little tree. And I do like it when it looks that way. And this one didn't branch as much in the fall and through the winter, but it's still shaped up and is looking really nice to me. And I usually just tell Alex to play lullaby music, which I enjoy. It's soothing and it's something I can work by. And this morning's the first time it played Amazon music. And right now I'm not very impressed with it. I'll see about getting it switched over later. The walking onions are really doing well, which I think most everything is doing well to me. I noticed a day or so ago that I have the first shoot on my turmeric here coming up, and I've seen a few shoots on the galanga, and I've had a number of them that have come up on the ginger down at the end. My beetle leaf is loving this humidity in the greenhouse and the heat, and is just really coming along well. I'm going to take some more cuttings and try to root some more of them. I had hoped to have had a lot more than I've got now. I had planned on buying quite a few more whenever I was getting them in the winter, but then I had situations came up that prevented me spending any more money on that project, and so I'll just, for the time being, I'm gonna just try to root what I can, and maybe one day it'll get, if I need to, I can buy some more. I've been able to share one plant out, and I've had a request for others, but I don't know right now that I'm gonna part with any more. These are the ones that I potted up. There's 116. I potted up 16 more yesterday. And this green malaise is just a beautiful thing to me. And very pleased with the way it's looking. And this is the parent plant here that I originally got. And it is coming out, and if nothing happens the next day or so, I'm going to take more cuttings off of it. But these are the 16 that I potted yesterday and cut back and cut the tops out of these. This is one that I had cut back a few weeks ago. It was experimenting, and the ones, some of them that had just gotten too big to put in a box, I cut them back to the stump and shared them to a lady at an experimental rate. And for some reason she's having some problems. The one that I ended up, I don't know how I done it, but Usually I can count to 10 pretty good, but anyway, I did her a box with 8, and some way or another I had cut 9. I guess he's letting me know that this is his territory. And the one up here, he's got more of a ridge on his back than I've ever noticed on a lizard before. I'm used to seeing the red throat pouch whenever they're bowing up at each other. But I hadn't never noticed, I reckon, my lack of attention. I just hadn't never noticed the ridge on the back before. Little dinosaurs. The brown one, being brown, he's got so much in the shade that can't hardly see him now, and the green one's going around on the other side, so. Well, moving on, like I say, I've got a pot of kratom tea concentrate cooking down, and I'm going to be working on it most of the day. I have another couple of pounds of dried leaves that I've got the first about 1.5 pounds in the pot, and I'll put some more in it after I take those grounds, crushed leaves, whatever, dregs, I think was a word that I've used before, that is supposed to be the leftovers. Quite a few of these are fixing to be potted up. I just got the pots day before yesterday, and with all I had going on yesterday, those 16 were all I got in the pots. But today I'm hoping to get some more in between doing my cookings. And probably about half of what's over here on this side of the greenhouse is going to be repotted. So much to do, and just don't seem to be 24 hours in a day for an old man no more. I'll wear out so fast. Like I said, the ones over there, though, that I planted, I've got to get that mowed down a little bit. I had spaced them at 5 foot, so I could get in there with the riding mower, but I'd planned on doing it with the push mower, and I got a little better control over it, and I won't stand as much chance of damaging the plants. Horseradish is doing well. And these are the Yaba Mate plants that I had, and I'm very pleased with the way they're doing. I need to kind of stake a limb or two of it up, and I had taken some cuttings that I'm trying to root, and where I'd taken the cuttings, I am getting some really nice new growth on them, branching out and all, like with the kratom. It had flowers on it, but I guess none of them got pollinated. I haven't seen any of all the little flower parts fell off, so nothing set. Like I said, this is the older turmeric. Those were the old bulbs that I replanted from last year, experimenting to see, and so far none of them have come up that I've seen. That is the plant that was left out over winter, and for the little winter that we had, the cold and all that, it had, you know, killed it back down, but those are the new sprouts coming out. So I know it in the pot, if it was in the dirt, it would probably have survived real well. I haven't been over and looked at what I planted in my neighbor's garden now in some weeks. I may take the little camera over there and video it whenever I get that way. That's some of my lemongrass. I have more that I've still been doing and experimenting and potting up. And with that, folks, I'm going to let it go. Hope everyone has a blessed day. Much love.